teens, welcome back to Teen Corner. Today we're going to talk with Mr. Myles Cramer about tips and tricks on applying and attending college.
Hello, my name is Myles Cramer, and I'm a senior at Penn State University, majoring in mathematics. I'm here today to share some things that I thought were really helpful to know when I was applying to college and going through the admissions process. The first thing that was a really helpful piece of advice that I want to pass along is to start early. By the time you hit the fall of your senior year, it's really helpful to have a list of the schools that you want to apply to. It's okay if you don't have your exact major down, it's okay if you don't know even what the top school is, but to have an idea of where you want to apply is really helpful because it helps you keep an eye out for deadlines for your essays, for your applications, for your letters of recommendation. And by going into your senior year with an idea of where you want to apply, it helps you just make sure all your ducks are in a row and you don't miss anything when you're applying to college. Another helpful piece of advice is about letters of recommendation. Don't feel shy asking your teachers, coaches, or anyone else that you know in a professional capacity to write you a letter of recommendation. Odds are, if you've been working with them for long enough, they really want to help you get into the college of your dreams or help you get the scholarships that you need to get your education affordably. On a same note about recommendations, it's important if you're going to ask someone that you give them plenty of time. So for me, what I did was I had a calendar of the 3 different colleges I was applying to and their deadlines for letters of recommendation. Then I reached out to the people that I was asking at least a month in advance. This gives me some wiggle room in case there's something comes up in their lives and they need a little bit of extra time to write a letter of recommendation. It also gave me some time to check in and make sure everything was processed on the college side and that they received everything they needed to receive. So definitely make sure that you're keeping on top of letters of recommendation. But again, don't feel shy to ask people for help. That's why they're there. Another piece of advice that's really helpful is to know what the different terminology is when you're applying to college. When I went through this process back in 2018, there were 3 major things that I saw. The first was regular decision. So that's where you apply to college and you'll get a decision, usually sometime in the spring, and then you have to accept before May 1st. The second, which is what I did, was early action. So that's that whole regular action process just moved up in the fall. So when I applied to Penn State, I got my acceptance before winter break. Now the third kind's different. It's not early action, it's early decision. And what that means is you apply to one school and that's your top school that you really want to get into. If they accept you through early decision, it's binding. So you have to go to that college and you can't really choose to go anywhere else. Some schools have a little bit of flexibility in this policy, so it's something worth checking out if you're interested in a particular school. But I would definitely recommend talking to a guidance counselor, a college admissions officer, or a trusted teacher before applying early decision somewhere. Now, one of the perks of early action and early decision is sometimes the acceptance rate is a little bit better because schools know that you're really interested in their program and that you're choosing them as your top choice. So it's definitely something that you want to weigh and look into a little bit more. So a final piece of advice, and this doesn't necessarily relate to the applications process, but it's something that has really helped me throughout my college experience, is take AP courses, take dual enrollment, take CLEP exams. If you're on the college track and you're at this point where you're really starting to think that college is something that you want to do next year, the more credit that you can get in high school, the better off you're going to be in college. I know some people use credit to graduate early, but other people use it just to have some extra flexibility in their schedule, to not feel as much pressure, to have some extra time to pursue extracurriculars that they find interesting and might help them in their future career. If you're coming from a school that doesn't have a lot of APs, there is an amazing organization out there called Modern States. It's at www.modernstates.org. And what they do is they pay for CLEP exams, which are essentially multiple choice AP exams that you can take anytime. You don't have to take an AP class to take them. If CLEP exams are something that is accepted by the universities that you're looking into, definitely take full advantage of them. They have been immensely helpful for me at Penn State, and I recommend them to anyone and everyone who's going into college and going through this college applications process.
Thank you, Mr. Myles, for all of those helpful tips.
Fun fact, all of my teens that are a part of the Northeast Ohio region, did you know that you have the opportunity to make some money with the club? Yes, you heard that right. For more information on becoming a teen liaison, hit up Miss Katelyn at kbullock at bgcneo.org.
Let's get this spring party started. Up next, we're going to talk about really cool activities to do since it's warm out.
Activity number 1 will be to have a tie-dye party. Grab a couple friends, get some hoodies, some socks, some shoes, some shirts, you name it, and go tie-dye crazy. Another thing you can try is baking a cake, cookies, or just trying out a new recipe in cooking. And since we're talking about spring, let's talk about spring cleaning. We can do a room makeover, or we can just go through some of our old things, donate them to the homeless shelter, or just throw away things that we do not use anymore. You might even find a lost animal. Another great thing you can do in this beautiful spring weather is have a picnic with friends or with family. You guys can go to a local park, or you guys can do it in your backyard, or you guys can even go to the lake. Lastly, take a tour around your city. See what your city has to offer. Here I live in Cleveland, and we have things like the Progressive Field where our baseball players play. We have the West Side Market. We have the downtown Public Square. We have the Brown Stadium, the Art Museum, the Science Center. Guys, the list goes on, and a lot of these places are free. So take a tour around your city. Go places where you haven't been, safe places I mean, and check it out. You will be surprised what you will find in your city. Well, that's all for now. So let's get out the house this springtime and go places where we haven't been. Thanks for watching.